What is happening, Magnusites? Let's talk about it. Body positivity. Never talked about this on this channel. I've never talked about it, so now let's talk about it. I've talked about health and fitness and loving yourself and, inspiration and motivation, all that good stuff. Never talked about body positivity. There is a body positivity movement going on in this world or this country right now, and it's blurring lines. It is blurring a lot of lines, and I just want to give you my take on it so I can help you out. I'm going to speak my truth, and I'm going to speak the truth because that's the only way I can give it. You cannot make disease fashionable. You cannot make what is healthy unhealthy for people fashionable. Well, they are. People are doing this. You should not make dis-ease, the body's dis-ease, when the body falls out of balance, fashionable. You can't make these things fashionable because too many people are already beaten down by life. And when they see that you're making their dis-ease, look up the meaning of dis-ease, okay? When you make it fashionable, then they want to stay that way. Or it keeps them from being motivated enough to take care of this dis-ease. I'm going to talk mainly about being overweight, because I grew up with an overweight mother. My brother was also overweight growing up. And I remember my mom telling me after visiting the doctors one time, she said that her doctor told her that no matter what disease you have, being overweight makes it worse. And being overweight causes several other diseases. And I sit there and I think about that. I don't understand how they could push that. I understand that we're born different shapes and sizes. However, if you look at the healthiest people on the planet, the people that live the longest on the planet, the people that live in the blue zones, these are not overweight people. The majority of them are not overweight. The ones that live the longest are not overweight. They're never overweight. The longest lived people on the planet are never overweight. The healthiest people on the planet are not overweight. And you may say, like I have an aunt that used to say this. She was so health conscious, but she was overweight. And she was like, every time I get my test back, they say, everything's great, except you're overweight. And that eventually caught up to her. She's dealing with a very debilitating disease right now. And I'm hoping that she pulls out of it. You have to realize that the weight is slowly killing you. I used to be fat. Many of you know this. If you've been following me for these 10 years, I started the channel in shape. And then my weight would kind of yo-yo. I would try different diets and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that I was yo-yo dieting, but I would say that I had a problem sticking to something, a routine that I really liked or could sustain or whatever. And recently I started the diet, the fast and smooth diet, where I'm drinking juice and I'm also drinking smoothies. That's why I call it the fast and smooth. Juice fasting and smoothie. Get it? Haha. So I started out at 250 there, basically 240. I was 249, which is basically 250. Listen, being overweight is a burden. No pun intended. being overweight was making it hard for me to do everything. Walk. I couldn't walk as long as I wanted to walk. Makes your feet hurt. It makes your body ache. Going up and down the stairs, you get winded. You don't, cardiovascularly wise, you don't last as long while working out, while having sex. Get up in the morning, take the morning pee, can't see the wee-wee. I mean, this is some ridiculous stuff. You know? Heavy breathing, trying to tie my shoes, having to suck my stomach in to tie my shoes. I don't understand how people could parade this around like it's a good thing. I don't get that. You know, and I came from a family where a lot of the family, you know, the central family unit, they were all like all the brothers and sisters, everybody was overweight. However, they did not start out that way. No one starts that way. You don't start out overweight. You're fed and become that way over time. You have to start looking at what's in your food. You have to start looking at what's in your food. I've read several books on health, and there are several different chemicals and additives and ways of growing food and manufacturing food that start to affect you genetically. And if you have that disposition to get overweight because of these different factors with how food is made, you're going to get overweight. See, here's the thing, something that I learned. Two people can have the same problem physically. So they could have, I'm trying to think of something specifically, but you can have the same, say, condition in your body. One person will be lean and one person will be overweight. However, the person that's lean, it could be a fact, the overweight is a symptom of the disease, but also losing weight is a symptom of the disease. You get what I'm saying? So certain diseases and malfunctions of the body affect us differently. So you've got to know what your body's strengths and weaknesses are. Okay? Don't think just because you're thin that you're healthy, because you're not. And if you're overweight, and certain other tests fall in the line, don't think, well, I'm just overweight, that's it. No, because you still got a problem, which is very visible. Okay? This is all about us staying as healthy as possible. All about us staying as healthy as possible. And with this whole movement, they push it in your face like it's something good. It's not good to be unhealthy. It is not good to be unhealthy. Start putting people with rotten teeth in a Crest commercial then. Since it's right, it's okay. Body positivity, correct? Start putting people with rotten teeth in those ads. Because it's okay, right? No. Dentists understand that this is a disease of the mouth and the teeth. And you'll start to understand that your teeth health goes back to your digestion too, and other things. It's amazing how everything in the body is connected. You have people going out, people that are overweight, going out showing their ass in public, right? Right? Showing their ass in public. You're stunning and brave for this. Oh, this is body positivity. It's not. It's being uncouth and unclassy. That's what it's being. Because if the attractive person does the same thing, okay, what's generally attractive to us, goes and pulls their ass out in public, it's still unclassy. You might find it a little bit more pleasing to the eye, but it's still unclassy. You already know. Neither one of them was right for pulling their ass out in public. Neither one. And both can be arrested for indecent exposure. Just one might have looked a little better doing it. It's not good, especially me as a man. I see women doing this stuff because it ain't good for men to do it either. But I'm talking about from the opposite sex. You see women doing this. You see it on Instagram and World Star and whatever else other part of the internet that you're looking. You have these chicks doing this, and it's like, I would never want to be with a person going around pulling their ass out. I don't care whether they're considered attractive or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit don't make no sense to me. I don't get it. I do not get it. I mean, to me, I'm like, well, what is it, a money thing? Like, so many people are overweight in America that, hey, we might as well make it a positive thing so we can, I don't know, make some more money with food or selling food or I don't know what their reasoning is for doing this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why don't they just push proper diet, push exercise, proper diet, meditation, deep breathing, walking, you know, healthy mental state, you know, family, friends, therapy. Like, I don't understand. There's all these things out there that can help you to be the best you. But they're like, nah, just accept it. Just accept it. Like, what? I you know, it just does, I don't get it. You know what I mean? And it's not fat phobic to talk about this and say it's better to be healthy and get to a normal weight. You don't have to get cut. You don't have to get cut because a lot of these bodybuilders, all these fitness gurus and stuff that you see online, it's like the reverse for a lot of them, for many of them. They have a dysmorphia, a lot of them. And they think that they always got to be cut and the abs always got to be shown and this, and this. And they're on the other end of the spectrum. Some people like being big and getting as big as possible. That's unhealthy for them. Some people like being super lean and as lean as possible and as muscular as possible. And that's bad too. Get there right in the middle. Get to your healthy body weight and healthy body fat percentage and stay there. When I did some research, I was trying to figure out a little while back where I wanted to get to body fat wise once I got myself all in shape. And I found out that being at 6 and 7% is bad for most people. When I first started working out, I was that lean. You know, I was that lean for, you know, many years, but I was, you know, that was fine, I guess, for my stature. You know, I guess there's a range. But for most people, hovering around that 5-6% that a lot of bodybuilders do is bad. Your testosterone dips, things don't work right. I found out like 8 to 10% is more what's best for me. So, yeah, man, being overweight was horrible, man. I was depressed. I didn't want to do nothing. I was still making my videos. A lot of y'all didn't know, but I was tired. Like, although sometimes some of y'all be like, yo, he just doesn't seem to have the energy that he had before. You know, it makes you depressed being overweight. I remember reading that when you have more fat on your body, you actually hold more chemicals too. Fat tends to hold on to chemicals, bad chemicals that can be in the food. So these chemicals are your body's chemical laden. It's like full of chemicals, which is affecting you too, which can cause other problems. You see what I'm saying? All this extra fat, now you're holding on to extra chemicals from the bad food that you're eating, then it can start to affect your liver. By the way, by the time you've already gotten that big, you know, to be really overweight, it's already affecting your liver. But affect your liver, your other organs, your eyes. Like being overweight comes with like high blood pressure. You know, people get high blood pressure because of being overweight. It messes with your eyesight, your thought, how you think, your brain, your cognitive function. It like messes with so many things. And people are like, yeah, body positivity. Come on, that's not body positivity. Body positivity is getting to the proper weight and health for you. You know, people are different, but we're very much the same. You know what I mean? We're very much the same. You find out in these blue zones, all the healthiest, longest living people on the planet, they all eat around the same stuff in that particular region that they're in. You know what I mean? It's, man, whole extra fluid. A lot of people messes with their sexual function. Like they, you know, with men, it's erectile dysfunction. All these things, man. All these things that being overweight does to you. How can people say it's body positivity? I don't get that. I mean, there's some people that are bigger than others and stuff like that. And I get that. Like, I remember watching a Samoan comic. And he said that Samoans, we're a big people. He said, we're so big that when we die, we just throw us in the ocean and make another island. And that's what I mean. Like, yes, some people are going to be bigger than other people, but there's a difference between being big and being overweight. Stature is different than being overweight for your size. Anyway, I don't know how much I could talk about this, keep talking about this, but man, they need to get a hold of this because it's, you know, it just seems like it sweeps these different different sides of the spectrum of what people are doing. With the explosion of plus size models, you know, there are people that are bigger than stature than other people. There are women that are just very curvy, and there are guys that are really husky. However, they're still not overweight. You understand? Like, you look at some of these plus size models, and I forgot what they call it for men. Big and tall. For men, if you look at some of them, they're like big people. Like, sometimes these are like women that are like 5'8", 5'9", you know, 5'10", 6 foot, you know. They get these Amazonian type women that are really curvy, but not overweight. Same thing with the guys. They're broad. They're like football players, but they're not overweight. You know, they'll mark, because they're so big in stature, they can wear these clothes that people that are overweight can also wear. You know, and I get that. It makes it look good, but then they don't end up looking the same way when they wear the clothes. You know what I'm saying? And some of the models are overweight. They literally are overweight. You know, both sides overweight. And it's advertising something that's not going to help you. It's only going to hinder you. You know, so I want the best of health for all of you. All the good people in the world. I want the best of health for you. If you're a good person, get yourself in check. If being healthy was easy, everyone would be healthy. Think about that for a second. It's a conscious effort. It's a conscious effort to be healthy. Just like anything you want to be good at, it's a conscious effort to do it. For most people. You know, I don't think it's exactly a talent to be healthy. You know, I mean, I guess it's arguable, but, you know, you don't just have a talent for being healthy. You know, some people are faster, some people are stronger, you know, some people's reflexes are better, you know, all that other stuff. And, you know, like I said, sometimes people, you know, are thinner than others, but they can eat anything and not gain any weight, but sometimes they're in worse health than you. You don't know. There's some people, they try to gain weight, but they can't because they've got an issue. Find out what's best for your body type and get to that as fast as possible so you can live your healthiest, longest, happiest life. Because I'll tell you this, you know, I do well financially as a YouTuber, but I'm telling you this, I don't want to do nothing I don't want to spend no money, go to no nice dinners. I don't want to do nothing when I don't feel good. That's why they tell you your health is your wealth. When you don't feel good, oh man, and some of you get used to feeling okay. And you think that all right or okay is actually good. No, you're not used to feeling exhilarated like you really should with great health. You're not used to it. And I'm telling you, every time, I don't know how many times I've gone up in weight. Maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6. I don't know, something like that. Since I started YouTube, maybe, to where I got to a point to where it was uncomfortable and I was like, all right, I gotta go down. Sometimes y'all saw me doing fasting videos when I didn't have to do them. But, but there were times when I'm trying to think, maybe 4 or 5 times I've gotten to the point where I'm like, all right, man, like, now this is getting ridiculous. Your health is your wealth, because if you're not enjoying life because you're overweight, it ain't worth no money. Nothing. Some people delude themselves into thinking that certain things are good. It's not. I'm done. I said what I had to say. Hopefully I've helped some of you. 10 million subscribers. Woo.